also climb up on the back of billboard highway signs and sit up there on the back of there. Nobody would ever know, and there was usually trees all around there that I could just sit and just absorb nature in. And those are some of the things that gave me comfort as a kid. So that was something that really, really stuck out in my mind when I started my healing journey, and when I thought about, I didn't really think of that as spiritual. I didn't think of that until much later. I started reading a few books about Native American beliefs and that, and I really, really connected with the Native American spirituality. But anyway, I embrace, even though I'm only a quarter Cherokee, I embrace that part of my culture and history. It just really connects with my heartbeat and my soul, and that is one of the things that means a lot to me, and it felt right. For years after I had been abused, and I tried to go back to churches. I tried to, try different ones. I grew up, I was first in like Protestant churches, Nazarene churches, Southern Baptist churches. For a long time with my grandmother, we went to Pentecostal churches, and those were real holy roller churches. So I was exposed to quite a bit of all different kinds of religions. And I tried a few of them on my own after I, got out of the abusive situations. I tried to go back or whatever, and I thought, well, I'll just try it and see what it's like and see what it feels like. And it never felt right to me. I don't know whether it was because of the ritual abuse that I had such a fear or such a connection with walking into a church because it was triggering to me. I'm not exactly sure if that was it, but when I started getting into the Native American beliefs and getting books on it and learning more about it, it just felt right. It felt right in my soul and in my spirit. I can remember when I was in my, I think I was in my 30s, early 30s. I would actually go to a local park, and it was a campground actually, that I would go there, and they had these huge, massive pine trees that were just absolutely gorgeous. And the campground actually was a circle, and you actually, all around the whole outer perimeter of it was a lake. And it was just gorgeous. I mean, there were geese, there was wildlife, and I would actually go and sit in the middle of this grove of big, massive pine trees. And it was so amazing that in the middle, there was a clearing in the middle, and actually the sun rays would actually shine down through the pine trees. And I never felt closer to God or the Great Spirit, whatever you call the higher power. Native Americans, I know a lot of them call him the Great Spirit. Actually, I have learned over the years that it doesn't really matter what you call it. Is the Great Creator. It's the all knowing God, amazing, Creator. Whether it's called Buddha, Mother Earth, or Jehovah, whatever, it's higher power, God, Jesus, whatever it is, it's all the same thing. It's the Great Creator and the Great Spirit, something up there, and all encompassing. Anyway, I never felt closer to the Great Spirit than I did in those moments when I meditated and I was sitting in the middle of the grove of trees, and it just felt so right. And that is actually the turning point for connecting to my spirituality. When I actually started going to powwows and to Native American festivals and drumming circles and stuff like that, I knew that that was exactly what was right for me. When I first started getting into the spirituality, because I had such negative connotations with it because of the ritual abuse, I didn't want to say that I was connecting with spirituality, because I thought that that actually meant that I would have some connection to the ritual abuse, and that wasn't the case at all. Healing my spirituality was actually something for me, something for my spirit, and not only my spirit, for my soul, for my inner core, the very center of my core and my heart. It is something for you inside. And you know what? There is no one right or wrong way to connect to that spiritual source. It is what feels comfortable for you. Some people feel very, very comfortable going to church, going to any type of a church and connecting, being part of the groups, being a part of, being a part of a congregation. That is perfectly fine if that fits for them. There is no one or right or wrong way to connect with the Great Spirit or to God. When I first started connecting to this, I didn't even want to say that I was talking to God, because you know what? Quite honestly, I was actually pissed off at God for the abuse. For many reasons. For one, for my father's abuse, because I was a small child, and from the very beginning, from age 1, being abused all the way up through 17. And I went to church and I prayed and I did all of the things that I was supposed to do, that they teach you that you're supposed to do, and I still got abused. And I didn't think that that was right. I thought if there was a God above, that how dare he let me be abused like that. And then I think when I connected with the memories and that, because I had repressed all the memories of the ritual abuse, but when I connected with those memories, and I found, and I remembered actually, that satanic ritual abuse happened in the house of God, there were just no words for that, for what that actually, did to me. It confused the hell out of me, for one. Second of all, it made me so angry and so mad. One of the things that they did in my ritual abuse is there was a whole please, if you're triggered by this, turn it off. I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to just say that there was a mock killing of God, where they killed God and Jesus, and they actually, the leader of the ritual abuse, the cult, the satanic leader, actually rose up out of the fire to prove that he was all powerful. It's those types of things like that, and I thought, I even thought as a kid, how can this go on? I don't understand.